Welcome back to another episode or updates from Team Psycosmos. I'm Matt. I'm going to walk you through some recent happenings and help you stay positive and mold the lifestyle that you want to make with all that never give up energy. So make sure that you guys comment, subscribe, let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Let me know what you guys are seeing, what you're doing in your lives. If you have any questions, I might be able to help, or any of our team members might be able to help. We've done an extensive amount of research for many years, and we're quite grafted in manifestations, creating a successful, happy lifestyle. We've done it ourselves, sometimes have had to do it multiple times, especially sometimes when you hit a low point in life. But everybody hits a low point in life. Some people are really happy and some people aren't really happy, and it's kind of like a roller coaster. You find yourself in random spots in life. Some people like to troll and make other people upset online, and there are some people who that's just they're too happy. It just doesn't affect them. So you got to decide who you want to be as a person, and then you have to create the lifestyle that you want. Everything's in your mind. That's one of the principles of Hermeticism, mentalism. Actually, I just wrote a little bit about that in one of the more recent chapters in the book that we're working on. So if you didn't know, we're drafting up a book. It's a nonfiction, kind of like an almanac, but not really. And it's going to discuss a lot of things about just being a person surviving in the modern world, because there's so much misinformation out there. And then we're going to draft that into a documentary. So if you'd like to support us while we're working on this endeavor, because it's been basically a daily thing. That's actually a big reason why I'm making these videos, is it helps me kind of filter through and think about what I want to write. And also keeps you guys plugged in too. So if you guys want to support us, check out our Cash App, Patreon, check out our merch store. We actually just recently got a new Patreon member, so that was really nice. Thank you very much, Ryan. That was really cool. So he's going to be in at the end of all of our videos on our other channel moving forward. So really excited for all of the future works that we have. We're actually going to be filming a commercial kind of thing and editing most of it probably tonight. So we have a lot of really great stuff in the pipeline, a lot of people who we've been reaching out to for podcasts. So if you'd like to schedule a podcast with us, you can go to our website and submit a form. Just let us know what you're thinking about talking about. And other than that, everything has been good on our end. So without further ado, let's get into some of the more weekly events. Everybody seems really pissed off about these Tony Fauci emails. I think rightfully so. A lot of people came to find out that basically a lot of this coronavirus pandemic, they were lied to. Fauci specifically talked about masks not really working effectively, not really being a big deal in helping prevent COVID or the spread of COVID. He talked about a little bit about how it was created in a lab, which anybody who was paying attention knew. Anybody basically who was paying attention at all didn't really get any new information out of those emails. I think it's more for the people who have been living with the blinders on, who haven't really been thinking, why would the government want to do this? And why would the government want to control my life or tell me what to do or what to think or what to say? Very very odd to see that people in the 21st century, in the year 2020 and 2021, are so trusting. It's funny because I wrote a little bit about the depths of the psyche and the psychology of human beings recently in this book that we're drafting. It was part of a chapter that I was writing, and one thing that people have is so hard. It's so flexed in their brains these days is that that psychological concept of where they perceive their parents basically as God. So for a short period of time in your life, hopefully a short period, hopefully you get over this by the time you're an adolescent. But people look at their parents as if they can't do any wrong, or they're not wrong in anything that they say, or they basically see their parents as like in some way as like a God complex. And I think this explains a lot of where people's fascinations come from when searching for a partner. If you're straight and you're a woman, you're going to look for things that remind you of your father, and if you're a man, vice versa for your mother, if you had a good relationship with your parents. And that to some degree goes into it, but more so it's almost like, they've just grafted this so well over the last few decades, and you'd have to be completely asleep to not see it. But they've just grafted these generations to be very childish in the way that they were raised and believed information, to the point where, you're basically wired from a very young age to just believe what you're told and do what you're told, and not to think outside of the box. When everybody knows the most successful people, the people who make the most money, the people who are generally the happiest, are the people who absolutely think outside the box. They don't go with the crowd. They never go with the crowd, because the crowd is often misinformed, or the crowd often doesn't have the right idea of things. And one of the things I've been writing in the book, sprinkling it in there because we're going to focus on it in a later chapter that we haven't gotten to yet, is the idea of sex. I mean, sex is a beautiful divine gift, and people are just completely misusing it. They have absolutely no idea the deeper meanings and the scientific evidence that is backed behind things like sexual tantra, or the Hindi book, which demonstrates a lot of really good sexual positions, not for feeling good or orgasming or anything like that, but more for like the spiritual connection. And there's a lot of information out there on this, and people in the West these days, they don't care. They really don't care. They just want to get off, and that's just the wrong way to do it. Sorry. There's a right and wrong way to do things. Everything is not subjective. It's not. People like to use that as an excuse. They like to think everything is subjective. My opinion is just as equal as everybody else's opinion or another person's opinion. No, it's not. That is a lie that has been given in this coddled world. No, not every opinion is equal. If you have two people in a room and one is of the opinion that they can kill the other one, I think everybody agrees that that's wrong. Well, that kind of gets classified under every single thing that you could possibly think of. So sex, for example, it's just a great example altogether, because nobody can convince me that having copious amounts of sex and constantly draining yourself of energy and fluids is a good thing for you. And no, there's no scientific basis that chemicals in the brain get released and reduce stress. In fact, it's the opposite, because if you don't understand anything about the way that the brain works, or the pituitary gland system with the anterior and the posterior pituitary glands, basically, depending on the way that you live, every roughly probably month or so, your body is going to secrete either stress hormones, which come from things such as ejaculating or having too many orgasms, even if you're a woman. And those will release aging hormones, stress hormones. Whereas if you don't do that as often, or you do it with the intention leading of love instead of sexual lust, then instead you get the opposite chemical, which is a base of a somatrope type of cell or chemical in your body. And that will actually assist in not aging you. So you actually have things that you can do and choices you can make all throughout your young life to either assist in aging or reverse aging, is basically what I'm getting at. And this is why some people live to be 45 and some people live to be 110. It's just a fact of life. So there's a lot of just heinous misinformation out there. So that's what we're doing with this book. So if you want to support us, please make sure that you go and check out all the links that we have. I think I'm going to make a link tree thing soon, because I want to have everything all consolidated off of one platform. So make sure you go check us out, support us, leave a comment down below, leave a like, leave a dislike, for all I care. I'm going to keep making these videos. Doesn't matter. They could have a huge dislike ratio. I just want to know what you guys want. What do you guys want? What do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys want to see? I want more feedback. I want more feedback from all of my subscribers, all the followers that we have. Just let us know, and we'll try to deliver it as best as we can. Never give up. Never give up your way, your lifestyle. Never give up the way that you perceive the world, because as long as you're leading with love and wisdom, you will always have the right idea. Take care, guys. Love you guys. Never give up. Peace.